Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, one and all. How are you doing? I hope it's well. I'm Pruitt. It's another edition of Starward Bound here on WebDM tonight on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Well, a little after 6, but you know how it is. Let's get around to cast and crew. First, let's talk about our sponsors here. We're sponsored by Tabletop Loot. Head on over to tabletoploot.com. Use the code WebDM15 to get 15% off of all of your dice needs. The crew here tonight will be using dice from the very site that you would be ordering from. So, you could be cool like these kids if you wanted to, but that's just whatever if you're into that sort of thing or whatever. So, yeah. So let's get around to cast and crew, see how everybody's doing tonight before we kick into high gear here. Starting with let's welcome back Trey. How's it going, man?
Yo, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. I feel like it was like one of them long trips from home and you just can't wait to get back into your bed again. That's how cozy I feel with this lovely band of castaways out here space adventuring. My name is Trey Murphy. I play Dakul, the half-elf, smoke out, kicking with halflings and hamsters, man of the hour. Just happy to be around, man.
And we are happy to have you back, sir. We're going to have to figure out how to save your ass. Let's move on over to Emma. How are you doing tonight, Emma?
Oh, Pruitt, I'm not feeling well tonight, but I'm going to grin and bear it because we have to save our friend Dakul. It's important. I might not say that much tonight because I don't know how good my voice is, so I'm sorry if I sound extra gravelly as I play the grumpy Mountain Dwarf Cleric Hildegard.
Yes. Well, I think you'll be a little bit more in character tonight.
I will be.
You got to use it. You got to be method with it.
I'm really mad that I'm sick, so we're going to go with that.
Just be pissed off.
Yep.
Yeah. Kiana, you things look a little different over there. What's up?
Indeed, I have moved to a new place. I finally did the final stuff today, and I'm so relieved. And so I will be celebrating that by playing this game. One of my favorite games. So much fun. And I'm so excited to be back here and playing your favorite sweet, innocent murder robot, E404. Who's, I guess, doing okay right now. Just wants to go save their friends. Probably a great distraction from the existential crisis they've been having for a while. So you know what? It's going to be great.
Yes. Yeah. Might have to see about that whole existential crisis thing. Don't want that to cool down too much. So last but not least, Greg, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Oh man, I'm fine. Trey's back, Emma's sick, Kiana's moved, and I'm drunk. I'm here to play Elry Tossbottle, the arcane trickster. I thought I was going to die in a tornado today, everybody, so I decided to drink a shit ton of wine. Let's have some fun. Let's do this. I'm lit.
I'm on my way to join you. So Emma is going to be grumpy tonight to stay in character, and Elry's drunk. So yeah, Trey. Well, never mind. You shouldn't admit on air. I don't know if Dakul's going to be in character or not. Anyway, so we will pick up at the beginning of last adventure as the party is on the docks. They spot Magus Krill. His face goes red. He pulls out an object, throws it to the ground, or it's knocked from his hands, and he crushes it anyway. And out spawns this brilliant blue ethereal dragon who immediately goes after Dakul. Grabbing Dakul, you feel yourself vibrate for a split second as reality around you shifts and warbles, and in no more than a flash, you are surrounded by brilliant blue. There is just in every direction. There are no features. It is just blue. You are standing on a plane, yes, but you're not sure what you're standing on. As almost immediately as you get here, the dragon lets go and in fact flies right through you and disappears. All is silent.
Hello? Hello? I'm going to, I'm not hurt or injured or anything, am I?
No, you're just standing in a featureless blue plain. There is no sound around you. There is no echo as you yell out. Your voice just kind of dies off quickly, as if there is nothing to carry the current of vibration.
Okay. I'm gonna start walking in a direction. There's nothing identifiable, just blue everything.
There's just blue everywhere.
Shit. Okay.
You hear echoing in the back of your mind.
Shit.
I'm going to need you to make an intelligence save as you feel a wave of nauseating energy flow over you.
Okay. 13.
You feel it hit you, like not physically, but mentally. You feel your mind almost feel like it is torn asunder. You're going to take 20 damage, and you're also stunned as you fall over. You lose consciousness for just a moment. And as you regain consciousness, you are floating on a light blue disc. You've seen Elry cast a spell similar to this, but you are face down and you are just floating. You see the swish of robes next to you as there is someone walking, but you are unable to move. You feel gripped. You can't feel ropes anywhere about you, but your body is rigid, Dakul. As you feel your weapons on your back, on your hip, still in their sheath, but you are unable to move. And before your face, a small circle expands to about 10 inches in diameter. And the featureless disc then begins to move as color swirls in and figures, and you realize it's your friends. And they are in a pitched battle with the same dragon that brought you here. You see the dragon fly over E404. You see them trading blows. You see Elry in a harried pursuit of Magus Krill, who you thought maybe was your friend, but he turned on you.
Mm-hmm.
You see some of the locals help out. You can't hear anything, but you can just see these actions. And you see these frogs come out of a bag and start attacking everything, and Elry jumping back and maybe scared for your friend. But eventually Krill is brought low. And then the image resolves back into a featureless plane again, and the circle disappears. And you hear a voice in your head. Not spoken out loud, because when you were yelling earlier, you could tell that your sounds are kind of muffled here. And this is clear. This voice is precise. This voice has purpose, and it presses in on you. Dakul, what do you hope to accomplish? What did you hope to accomplish by coming here?
Hope to accomplish. I am not here by choice. I was snatched away. Who are you?
You may call me the Overseer. That moniker will suffice for now.
The Overseer.
Yes. But on Aspidoshin, what did you hope to accomplish here? He says with kind of almost like a playful tone.
Everything is moving so quickly. I was exploring with my friends, trying to find answers. Do you have those answers? Oh, how long? Am I your prisoner?
That might be a term for it that you might use. Prisoner or bait. Whatever I need you to be.
Do you know me?
Do you think I could? How would I know you?
I do not know. You have brought me here. What other purpose than to trick? Oh, you are tricking my friends. Whatever scheme you are planning, it will not work.
It is working even now. You see a gloved hand like swipe in front of you, and that disc returns, and you see your friends interrogating Krill. He lets you hear for just a moment. Krill giving them certain answers. The image resolves to them returning to the Dawn Rose and asking Ellie to search for you. You see her give them the answer. It's in the plane of water. As you look up, you realize that the ground below you has shifted as the image disappears. It's no longer blue. It is bone white, dry and cracked. The ground is dead. A layer of dust is about. There is no wind here. There is no air disturbance. Again, you can't really move your head. You can only move your eyes. And so all you see is this ground as you're moving over it.
I do not know what you are planning, but my friends, they will find me. And when they do, we shall all find you. I assure you.
Good. And as he raises you up vertically, you are in front of a building that only a villain could stay in. A tall, sharp-featured door. The crenellations, all spikes. This building itself is bone white. Whether it's the material it was made of or the dust that you have seen that resides on every other surface here. You're able to look around and see cracks in the ground, holes, almost like something was like dug out or uprooted. And off to your side, you can barely in your peripheral vision make out what looks like a desiccated, like kind of like a scrub tree or something, just bent, gnarled, thoroughly dead. And the doors open, and you begin floating in. Let us move in, Dakul. Let us converse while we wait. Let us usher into the darkness. Doors close. And we will find ourselves outside. In the waters of Aspidocian, the Dawn Rose submerged beneath its waves here. You see this portal open and close. As it opens, you feel a rush, and the ship kind of shifts back. And then after a few moments, the currents change, and water rushes back in, and the portal closes. Almost like an artery or something, like blood beating, except it's water. And the crew is on the deck. Sails sealing off a canopy above you. You can see through clearly. And here you are. What do y'all do?
Forward, 1/4 impulse power. I mean, I think we should go in.
All right. You begin moving forward. Ellie waits until there's a rush of a current back in, and you rush forward. quickly into a dark tunnel. You're traveling for a few moments before, in the distance, you can start to make out a dim glow of blue from kind of the bed area, the ground, the floor, whatever you want to call this, in this strange passage. But after probably 5 or 10 minutes of travel, you begin seeing in the tunnel, these dried these branches sticking out, almost reaching like gnarled claws from the walls of this tunnel. And as you leave the tunnel proper, you can tell that the surface is not too far above you. Below you drops off into darkness, and after a ways, you can start to see where this blue glow comes from. But it is far out of the range of your vision. It's just like a dull blue glow that kind of provides light here. And you are in calm waters as you leave this tunnel. Where would y'all like to travel?
We go towards the glow. Yes.
You can go any direction you like. The surface is probably about 100 feet above you. The glow is in the distance.
Ellie, can you still see him?
I think he's up.
He's up.
I think he's up. It's cold here, though.
It is cold here.
Cold.
Well,
You kind of hear a shiver in her voice as she says that.
you okay, Ellie? All right.
Yes.
Need a blanket?
No. It's just the waters are cold. Oh, they don't make me. I don't feel good.
Well, let's go up.
And the ship rises. It's not long until you breach the surface. To your starboard, you see an ocean. But as you look around to your port, you see what looks like a landmass, bone white. There are buildings strewn about, some small cottages, some larger, maybe some kind of like factory or something. You're not really sure. And it's only then that you look up at the ceiling of this immense area and look around that you see these ridges running along the roof of this cavern that is an immeasurable distance away from you. And they go off into the distance as the sails of the Dawn Rose kind of open up and then close into, like normally when it goes into port. And the ship pulls up next to a small wooden dock that seems to be right here. But there is silence.
Do you think that Dakul would be on land?
You mean where the trap is? Yeah, probably.
The trap?
We pop up here, there's one dock. We pull up to it. It's not going to stop me. The cool's in there. I'm going in after him. Yep, I'm going in after him.
Okay.
I'll be there too. Ledbetter and Cull.
Yeah, Captain.
For the duration, Krill needs to be bound, gagged, blindfolded, and you need to have your eyes on him all the time.
Both of us? You sure
Both
you
of
want to take some backup? Why don't you take Cole?
I suppose I'll take Cull. Thank you for the gentle suggestion, submissive first officer.
Captain, I'm worried about you. This is obviously a trap. I want you to have as much backup as possible. sorry.
We will do our best. In that case, you need at least 5 people at all times. He needs to be blindfolded, gagged, bound.
All right.
If he does anything, you can kill him. And you probably should.
All right.
All right?
I'll get Xander. I'll get Keiko. A few of the other boys.
Yep.
Careful, Cats, please. Please be careful.
Almost sounds like you give a fuck about me, Ledbetter. Interesting. Well,
Hilda always cared. I knew it wasn't easy.
Hilda takes out a flask and takes a stiff drink and saunters away in the way an old lady can when somebody's sweet on her.
He clears his throat and he nods to Dakul and E and Elry.
Mm-hmm.
Goes downstairs, down below decks.
Right.
So y'all hop off the Dawn Rose onto the dock.
Yep.
Okay.
I would like to go ahead and stealth and scout the area as far as I will allow, like 50 feet or so.
Okay. So as you land, one thing you do notice is there is a light puff of like white dust that coats all of this. And as
White dust, you say?
Yes. Yes, it is a very fine layer of like powdery dust. Again, there's no wind here, so it doesn't get blown around. It kind of almost resettles as soon as you land. But off to your left are some factories. Looks like larger buildings. They have kind of like doors that look like they probably lift up to allow bulk cargo to come out, something like that. And off to your right are, like I said, more kind of looks like living spaces, like cottages.
Okay.
He'll creep forward towards. Is there any activity whatsoever?
It is eerily silent. There is nary a sound coming. Give me a perception check.
Yeah, 2's not going to cut it, and I'm not going to spend anything to make it better. So yeah, 5.
It is eerily silent. There's nary a sound coming from anywhere.
It's eerily silent.
I'm going to creep towards. You say that there are structures, like residential structures.
Yes, off to your right, there are residential structures, probably, anywhere like 7 to 10 buildings. It's kind of hard to tell. They're all just kind of, looks like they're almost like randomly arranged. And then kind of in front of you and off to your left are a series of structures that are all, looks like I said, larger. And you can kind of see the roof of another structure on the other side of these kind of warehouse factory structures.
Okay, I'm going to wait for everybody to catch up to me.
Yeah, trundles up. Probably, even if they try to be stealthy, E's not stealthy.
Mm-hmm. With each
Kicking up.
footfall of E and Cull, like there's just a large kind of smoke of like white dust.
I still do not know why you say this is a obvious trap.
Do you hear anything?
Do I through it? Can I roll?
Sure, make a perception check.
That is a 13.
You hear nothing.
Can Hilda try?
Sure.
Okay. Ten. Nothing.
Yep, you hear nothing. So which direction do you go?
What's your orders, Captain?
If you were to put a trap somewhere, where would you put it?
Where would I put it?
Yeah, where would you put it? Where would you put it?
I'd put it right where, after we'd searched everything and got lazy and opened up that last door and then... But I don't think they have to do that. We're already in the trap.
That is probably true. Well, just keep on going. What's the closest structure near us? Right in front?
Well, I think, yeah, we got the residential stuff and we got that big one on the far side and the stuff on the left. I say we just skip to the middle and go to the big one on the far side. But let me go in first. If it kills me, just, tell Dakul I'll be a little late.
Make sure that's true. All right. Yeah, let's go to that.
Okay, so you're moving towards the large structure on the kind of the far side of the. Okay. You move around the kind of manufacturing factory type structures, and move through kind of a courtyard where there's a couple of these holes. They're probably about 5 feet across. I mean, as you move by one, I mean, it looks like something literally was just ripped out of the ground in that shape. It doesn't even they don't look like cracks, right? Just something was removed.
Hold on a sec, Pruitt. Can I peek into one of the manufacturing areas? I am looking specifically for one thing. Does it look like a whole bunch of E404s have been made in this place?
Which building do you go in?
The big factory-looking ones that we're passing by on our way to the big...
I'm saying there's 4 across the top row and there's 3 on the left. Which one do you go in? I hate to be that guy, but it matters. So
second from the left. How's that? Across the top, second from the left.
Okay. You peek in there. You doing a perception or investigation? How?
Well, if it's a broad look, I'm looking for like molds or any type of like hanging edifice or like rigging that would look like something that could hold E404. So perception?
Yeah, okay, give me a perception check.
Oh, that's good. That's a 19.
19. You there is a door on this side. It looks like just a standard door. It's not locked as you move up, and you kind of creak it open. Now inside the buildings have a little bit more color. There's obviously like a kind of a splatter of white dust as people come in here all the time. But as you look around, what you see are a couple of rows of like almost like an assembly line, like rollers, and on them are these trays, and on one end there are boxes lined up. They're set up against a wall on your left. On your right, it looks like the tracks themselves come from the next building over and move this way. There are various stations with looks like you got a 19 like gym working tools, maybe. It's hard to see what is in the actual trays without going in there, but you see what looks like they're just station after station of it looks like gym working tools.
Can I stealth in and check?
Sure.
Can I look for traps as I do so with my 19%?
Your 19 perception, you look around. I mean, this looks like it looks like a quickly built but functional kind of factory area. There's not a lot of clutter amongst the ground. As you move in, you can kind of start to see like shavings and bits of like white dust, and like bigger pieces. Looks like maybe like broken branches or something. But as you move on up, you start to peer over the edge into the tray, and you just see these small blue teardrop gems. There's only a few of them in the tray that's kind of like in front of you there. What's your stealth, by the way?
Ooh, that's a 19 nat.
Okay.
And that'd be a 29.
Yeah, there's not a lot of light in here. There's a couple of high windows that let the kind of the ambient glow. There's just an ambient glow that y'all saw in the distance. Well, up here, it kind of just like bounces off the ceiling, and there's just a natural luminescence to this cavern or wherever y'all are. But yeah, you don't see or hear anything other than you kind of move up to one of these kind of a roller kind of assembly line trays, and there's a few remnant gems in there.
I'm going to take a couple of those if that's okay.
Okay. Give me an intelligence check.
That is a nat 17 plus 6, so 23.
As you're putting them in your pouch, you look down at the pistol that you
My
have,
gun?
your gun, and like they look almost exactly alike. Like size, shape, the shape of it that you can see, you can only see the end and it just looks round. But if you put it right next to the end of your gun, it's the same exact size.
Excuse me. Well, he says to himself. Internally, without sound. Yeah, he's going to sneak back out and show them to E404 and the captain. Look what I found. Looks like it's the same stuff that's in my gun.
I suppose this would make sense if this is a location key to the smuggling that the Fuccaneer Haskell Harkin has been doing.
He's been manufacturing these things, though. Then where is everybody?
And what's with the white shit? Does he have like a 3D printer or something?
Hilda's gonna look at the white stuff and like try to what does it smell like?
Give me a either a medicine or nature.
Ew.
Anybody can that's out there that is inquiring to this.
Hilda got a 20.
Okay, Hilda, you have dealt with battle. You've dealt with injuries. You have dealt with like broken bones, and you know that bone dust has a particular smell to it, right?
Yes.
And while this is not exactly the same smell, it feels like it's in the same family.
Oh, it's definitely something that used to be alive, I think. Something like that. Like a bone, almost.
Mm-hmm.
An organic compound, then.
Sure seems that way to me.
Hmm.
Is it the same stuff that the ground is made of, like if you brush it away?
If you brush it away, yeah, the ground is in and of itself it looks like a kind of cracked and dried bony surface if it were something that large.
Well, it's pretty disgusting. But
If the ground is some form of organic, bone-like material, perhaps this entire place is made of the same material. The structure of the ceiling may suggest looking like ribs.
Give me either nature or handle animal.
Oh. Good job, E. They don't really know usually, but this was a 21.
Okay. It's at that moment you're talking and you look up and you follow the ridges and you realize that there is a curve to it that goes up and over and down, and the immensity of it. It very well could be about the same size as probably Aspidoshan, the turtle itself.
this maybe that the plane of water is inside of a creature? I am not sure, however. I do not have enough data to confirm.
Cole's like, maybe it's just like a portal to the plane of water. I rolled like a 19.
Good job, Cole. You're learning.
I was reading a book on portals. And it was talking about this donut city that resides in like the center or something. It's like a symbol or a sigil or something like that. So I mean, you know, who knows?
That is a very good theory.
It's quite a big shell.
If it is a shell, then yes. I do not know where Dakul would be within this place.
As if on cue, you hear an eerie of a door swinging open slowly. And across this bone-white courtyard, at the large structure at the end of the compound, you see these two doors open, and a robed figure, hand out, a gloved hand out, is holding up what looks like your friend Dakul. And they are moving forward. And Dakul is rigid, unmoving. Dakul, light stings your eyes just a little bit, but it's not that bright. As you are being lifted, pushed forward, out the door, and then pushed to the ground. You can move again.
I'm going to stand up and dust myself off. Can I do a perception check of what's around me?
Sure. Yeah, you can give a quick glance around.
All right. Natural 20.
You glance around, you see many buildings. You think you maybe see a shutter move on one of the factories. You're not quite sure. Around you, there are various, like, now you get a good look at them. There are these holes. It looks like something's been just like ripped out of the ground. Various points around you. To your left immediately, there's this gnarled, it looks like a gnarled and kind of bent and tree, like a leafless tree, just like these sad brittle branches that with nothing at the tips. And behind you, a figure in purple robes, tall, probably closer to 7 feet, with the hood deep. You can't, there's just darkness under the hood as you can't make out any features of this creature's face. Its slender hands just kind of swat at you like this, and you slide back just a bit away from it, almost like sliding on your feet on the dust. And it is standing just in the doorway. And its head turns and looks like it looks and takes measure of each of you individually. Of your minds, where you don't hear this voice come out, it's just there in your thoughts. Well, let us take stock and measure of you. You who have become a thorn in our side. Let us have a weapons test, shall we?
Immediate stunning strike. How far away am I?
How far away are you? You are about 30 feet away from him as he just kind of pushed you back. Okay.
How far are the rest of us?
The rest of you you're closer to the factories because you were up there. So you're probably about 50 feet away from Dakul.
And I see them, right? Like I'm fully aware that my friends are here now, right?
Yeah. As he tossed you, you could see them off to the right.
Okay.
You see Elry and Hilda and E and Cole, and it looks like Cole's slipping on some brass knuckles and popping his fingers, and you're looking at him. You turn around, and he's just sitting there, uncaring, hands kind of folded in front of him. Or it.
Okay. Well, I have assessed the situation. You have powers of the mind and have unimaginable force. So Nicole pulls from behind his ear one of his J's and lights it. Every time I seem to meet a new foe, that adds a little extra. He pushes the smoke out with fairy fire.
Okay, so you're doing that. So we're gonna roll initiative, as that's what your first thing you're gonna do.
How far back are those factories again from us? Okay, so 50 feet is for my friends, and how far are my friends from the factories?
The factories are. I mean, Elry had just come out of one of the second from the left.
Okay.
And so I just assumed they were kind of there waiting on him.
Okay.
So, I mean, the factories are only like 15 feet, maybe 10, 15 feet away.
Okay. All right. Shoot.
So if everybody could roll me initiative. As you all kind of hear a light little chuckle.
Pruitt, did we have a long rest in our long journey to underwater and from the one spire to the that's a long time in my book. I think that would be plenty of time to hunker down and have a long rest, but I'm just asking.
Yes, I will be a generous DM. Say that it has been long enough.
Then I will use a point of luck to re-roll that 2 I got.
Okay.
There we
So,
Trey, what's your initiative?
what's that? 17 plus 5 is 22.
Okay.
go. 15 for me.
Greg is 15. Kiana, what's E's?
9.
Hilda?
18.
18.
18.
What's your dex?
My dex is 12.
Okay, well, you and Cole go at the same time.
Cool.
Okay. So, Dakul, you are bringing a hefty breath in, right? And as you're about to exhale it, I am going to need a strength saving throw.
Shit. My strength is shit. All right. 14.
Okay. Okay, yeah. You, as you're about to breathe out, you see almost like 10 feet in front of you, another figure materialize. This figure is in blue robes. You can see the bottom of their face. It looks human, but there is no sound. There is no anything. But you see it push its hand out, and as it does, you see a blue glow light up. You feel this energy hit you in the chest and push you away from it. So you're going to go flying back about 20 feet.
Damn.
And you're going to take, and Dakul, that was a long rest for you as well. So the damage you took earlier.
Yeah.
Is whatever. Because you take 13 damage.
Okay.
You push 20 feet back. And
in what direction?
Straight back.
Okay.
You kind of fly back, and you get close. You get within about 10 feet from a one of the holes in the ground, and it's only about a 5-foot drop, but it is kind of jagged, and it would be awkward to get out of. But you don't quite make it to that. At the same time, 2 other figures appear. One directly to the right, and one kind of almost next to where Dakul would have been. And one of them reaches a hand out. Hilda, I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Strength saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. I rolled a fucking 1, Pruitt. So that's 5.
Okay.
Pruitt, can I have her re-roll that with my luck? Or is that just enemies against me?
That is just enemies against you. You can't. Yeah, you're thinking of the diviner ability.
Oh, fuck. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so Hilda, you feel something take hold of you, grip you, as you just feel your arms kind of crush against your body. And at the moment, you just feel yourself lift off the ground about 10 feet, where your legs aren't touching the ground.
Am I able to move myself, or am I paralyzed?
You just feels like something's like picked you up off the ground. You can still move and everything.
I can move and speak.
Yeah, that's on, but that'll be on your turn. And then you see a blue shimmer go in front of the door for the overseer as he just kind of like waves a hand, and there's just a light blue shimmer. You can still see him, but it's hard. You're not. I don't know. It's almost like he closed a patio door or something. And it is now Dakul's turn, as there are now 3 figures kind of right in front of this structure, almost like anyone who looks at it can see they almost look like they're in an equilateral triangle. The one on the point is sitting there, fists up, looking right at E404 and Cull, and the other 2 are flanking it, all of them in matching blue robes, hoods up, not making a sound.
I'm going to head in the direction of my friends. I think that distance is 20 feet this way. So they're roughly about 30 feet from me?
Yeah, they're about 40 feet to your left.
Okay, 40 feet. Okay, all right. As I'm running past them, as I'm running to them, I'm going to go past them and say, retreat to one of the buildings. We need cover. Retreat into whatever the closest one to us is the one I'm going to run in as I'm running past them. So that's my movement, right?
I mean, if you wanted to do nothing but move, it would be about, because your move is what, 40 feet or 45, something like
45 feet, yeah.
So, I mean, you could basically make it to right where the group is, and then you would have to use another move action to move into, say, the building that Elry just came out of. You can get in there, but there's a building on either side, so it's up to you.
Okay, no, actually, I'm going to stop and tell everybody to retreat while I'm with the group, and I'm going to pull out my longbow, and the closest one is not the blue equilateral triangle. I'm trying to see where we are. Who's the closest to us?
The one at the point, the one that looks like it didn't do anything. It's just kind of standing there. The other 2 acted. One pushed you away, and the other like lifted up Hilda off the ground. And then the other one is just kind of standing there, kind of at the point, and it's the closest one to the group. It's only about 25 feet away from the group.
All right. So with him, I'm pulling out my bow, and I'm gonna fire as my final action.
Okay.
Oh. Let's see. 17, 8 is 23. 20, yeah, 23. 5 is 22. Yeah.
23 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, your arrow is streaking in, and you see it kind of like raise its hands up, and as it does, like it's enveloped in blue energy, and the arrow just kind of comes to a stop and then drops to the ground.
Shit. We might be fucked. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste another arrow. Yes, that's shift for me on my actions. I gotta think about this.
You got one more attack. Do you want to take it?
That's not the one that burns the Kinsey shot. Is no, there's a key attack. Yeah, I am going to take it actually.
Okay.
All right. Oh, that's even worse.
Okay, yeah, same thing. This arrow kind of like skips off the edge of this kind of buffer almost.
No. Shit.
Okay. So that was your move. You attacked. You didn't use your Kinsey shot, right? So you still have your bonus?
Yes.
Okay. You gonna do anything with your bonus?
No, actually, no. I'm not, because anything else is gonna require me to get close. No, I'm good.
Okay. So you're staying there. Okay. Next up, Hilda, you and Cole.
How far away are they? Like 40 feet, you said?
One of them is about 30 feet away from you, since you're kind of 10 feet up in the air.
Right, I am stuck. I'm gonna try to move around and see what happens.
I mean, you can try to break free. You can. I mean, it's basically you're basically grappled.
Basically, okay, yeah. She's going to try to break free.
Okay.
With her action.
Go ahead and give me your grapple check.
Right.
Athletics or dexterity?
Oy. 11?
Yeah, you're like, and you're trying to break free, and that one is just sitting there like holding their hand out. You can see a soft blue glow on the back of their palm.
Mm-hmm. So that's my main action, right?
Yes, is trying to break free. If you have a spell that doesn't require somatic components, you could cast that. But otherwise, you are grappled.
I am grappled. Yeah. Nope, everything is... Wait. No. No.
Okay.
That is what she's doing, and she starts Joe Pesci cursing at him again.
Okay, you start Joe Pesci cursing at him.
Yes.
It's Cole's turn, and Cole, he does what Cole does. He roars, banging his chest with his brass knuckles, going into a frothing rage, and he charges the nearest of these robed, silent figures. And you let go of more crap! And he runs, and he's going to take a couple swipes at this. The first one connects solidly, and he knocks the shit out of this thing's face. I mean, like, blood splatters on the chalky white surface as he just brings a right cross across this thing. Which anybody who's looking at these three robed figures, they're all probably somewhere between 5'5" and 5'10". They're not that large a build. And it just like kind of takes this hit in silence. But it looks like he struck a hefty blow. And then with the other, you can see his other punch kind of rebound off of that blue energy that is still there from when Dakul fired his arrows. but that is Cole's turn. It is now Elry's turn.
Okay, the one that is beside Cole that he is attacking, Elry is going to pull out the pistol and immediately take a shot at him. That's going to be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 bounces off of that blue energy.
Okay, he is going to use his bonus action and his movement to retreat inside. He's going to use his movement to retreat inside the building and his bonus action to hide if he can.
Okay, so you just kind of retreat into that building. You leaving the door open? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not closing off. He just needs to make sure that somebody's still up if this happens.
Okay. So you hide, and it is now E404's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Is the one closest to me the one that has Hilda and the weird thing?
No.
Okay.
As you're looking right here, there's one in front of you that Cole's. There's one kind of to your left. That's the one that is Hilda. And then the one that's furthest from y'all in this triangle is the one that pushed Dakul back.
I'd like to free Hilda though. So.
Okay. Okay, that one is this one here is about, like I said, about 20 feet away from you. That one's going to be around like 40.
Well, I have enough movement.
Okay.
So, yeah. Termination protocol activated as we activate that rage.
Okay.
They are not happy that Hilda is being attacked. And that's a 17 to hit.
17 to hit. You're trying to hit that one. Okay, as you're going into swing, it flashes a hand, and I'm going to need you to roll another die, basically making you roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
So just roll again on this attack.
Oh, that one's higher.
Okay, you still hit them.
Right. Okay. That is 7 points of damage plus the 2 of fire.
Okay.
And I'm a hit it again. If still standing.
Sure thing.
That is a 21.
21 hits as you follow up with another one.
And that is max damage of 13.
13. Okay. So that's your 2 attacks. You're raging. You're right in front of this thing. Next is going to be... Oh, back to the top of the initiative. So as the opening salvo goes off from in the doorway of the large structure, you can like hear a light, like almost like a golf clap, as are quite formidable. You kind of hear in your head as the action is going. We might have to tweak these models. And he continues to kind of like laugh in the background. All right, the one on Cole. You see it double in size as it moves its hands and just grows to about 11 feet tall, and then start raining down punches on Cole. It does hit him, and he does take a blow, but like it hits him, and he just kind of like spits a tooth out, but he's got a smile on his face. And it looks like it didn't really do that much, or he's got a good poker face, one of the two. Hilda, you begin taking damage as you feel this thing crushing you, as you're just suspended in air.
Fantastic.
And it starts crushing you. almost ignoring E404. Oh, I'm sorry. You hit the one that was on Hilda. Okay, and what was your second damage?
My second?
Okay, no, I'm sorry. Hilda, you fell to the ground. The first hit, it took the hit and maintained concentration. I'm sorry, I should have rolled for those 2 hits. My bad. And the second one, I rolled a 1. So, yeah, Hilda, you drop to the ground. In that case, E404, the one in front of you just kind of like moves its hands in front of its face, and then as it does that, disappears. Give me a perception check.
22.
Okay, I'll let you make an attack of opportunity. It'll still be at disadvantage, but you can see like a dusting of the chalky dust as it looks like this thing is trying to move away after becoming invisible.
Yeah, that's a 9.
Okay, yeah, you swing at air, but you definitely felt a kind of a rush of wind as this thing, whatever it is, kind of moves away from you invisible. So there's that. And then the other one, Dakul, you feel another burst of energy come at you. Give me another strength save.
15.
A 15? Okay, yeah. You get pushed. You feel a push again. And you slam against the wall behind you, the wall of that factory behind you. Like you almost hit right next to the door where Elry ran into it. You are pushed back about 20 feet into that, and you're going to take another 12 damage.
Okay.
As just this, you just feel like a rush, an oncoming rush, and it just hits you square in the chest, and you go flying back, and that draws twice in a row from the doorway, as this overseer is just enjoying the show, seemingly. And that's the end of their turn. Back to Dakul.
So the one on Hilda's gone.
The one
He hasn't.
that E was engaging disappeared. Hilda was released from the spell.
Right, and he hasn't.
The one furthest from you just hit you with another force of energy from something, as it just kind of again pushed its hand out, and there was a flare of blue, and it struck you square in the chest. Hilda's kind of laying prone off to your left.
Okay. All right. So my sword is silvered. And he's about 40 feet, 20 from. Yeah. About what's the distance between me?
From which one? The one engaging Cole or the one that hit you?
The one that hit me.
The one that hit you is the furthest, so it's about 60 feet away.
Okay. Then how close is Cole?
Cole, you can get there. That's like it pushed you back, so it's about 40 feet.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna close that gap.
Okay. So you're going after that one, and that one is now about 11 feet tall, as it made itself just like huge, and is like raining these punches down. I mean, it's only about 1.5 or 2 feet taller than Cole. Cole tops out at right around 8 feet. With his half ogre blood.
11 feet. It doesn't matter. You will still feel the kiss of my steel. I'm coming in first for the unarmed attack. See if I can maybe hit since I'm a monk, I'm definitely going to try and find like a pressure point. Any kind of joints, neck.
You going to do a stunning attack?
Yes.
Okay.
I need a 17.
Okay, so DC what?
No, that's not right. Excuse me. My unarmed is. Oh no, that is right. Yeah, I was correct. I'm sorry.
17 to hit.
Yes.
Okay, 17 does not hit.
Shit.
You just kind of feel this thing has like just energy about it, and you just feel like your fist get kind of shunted off to the side. Its natural just kind of resonance protects it.
Okay. For my second attack, I'm going to pull my sword out.
Okay.
And slash across his chest.
You still going to do a stunning attack?
It's one. No, it's one per. It's one per encounter. The stunning attack, one per attack.
I thought you could spam those.
Okay. Hey, I will happily agree with what you are saying then. All right, so yeah, 10 and 8 is 18.
18?
Yes.
18 does hit.
All right, cool. So 8 and wait 1 second. 1 and 5 is 6, so 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay. You make contact, but it doesn't feel like your sword bites that deep into it. Yeah. There's no limit to how many times you can do that, as long as you're doing a melee weapon attack and you spend a key.
Okay.
So, but that means you spend 2 key there because you attempted 2 stunning fists.
Yes.
Even though it doesn't work. Just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's your DC for the stun? Sorry.
15.
Okay. It appears to resist the stun. And do you do anything with your bonus?
Just one more unarmed attack.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that.
Ha! Finally, luck. 24.
That's gonna hit.
All right, and that's 4. That's a 60. 4 and 5 is 9.
9 more. Okay. Yeah, this one feels like it found a little bit more purchase.
Okay.
Okay. So that's into you, Hilda. I'll go with Cole first, since it looks like Hilda stepped away for a minute. So Cole, feeling bolstered by Dakul coming up to help him, he's like, "Yeah, let's get him!" And he looks like he's going to, he's just gonna throw 2 more punches. Okay, he connected twice. Well, actually, on the second one, there's another flare of blue and it bounces off. But he did connect once, and it looks like he did some damage to this huff of air, but there's still no sound. And we'll just skip Hilda for right now. Elry.
Not to buy time here, but I'd like a situational thing. We have the 3 people in a triangular point off of the guy behind the screen door. Can I have a kind of a recap on who's taking shots here? Because we've got the guy in the point that seemed to do the stop the arrow. How are they looking?
They have been hit a few times. There's a slash across their midsection from Dakul. You see various spots of blood from like the hits that Cole has rained on them. They've taken some damage, but they've also taken some big hits, and there's it's not as much damage. So that's the person at the point that's like looks like they want to go toe to toe, and then flanking off them, the one on the left was the one that was throwing energy at Dakul and tossing him around. They're still back there visible, about 60 feet away from where you are. And then off to the flank to the right of that melee combatant was the other one that had gripped Hilda and lifted them. That's the one that E ran after, and they have now disappeared as E rained a couple of hits at them. And now that one has disappeared. So there are only 2 visible targets.
Okay, so the one visible target has Dakul and Call on it. The other one is unencountered as far as close combat.
Yeah.
Okay, Elry's going to pop back out from the door. He's going to take a shot at the one that's on Dakul and Call.
Okay.
And see if he can help out a bit. That's going to be 15 plus. That's going to be a 22.
22 just hits.
Okay. Well, thank God. Okay, so that's gonna be a D8 plus 6, and then I get sneak attack because they're there. Oh, there we go. 7 plus 13, and then that sucks. That's not bad. 27
27.
sneak attack. Yeah.
Okay. So this thing is engaged in mortal combat, right? With Cull and Dakul's just coming up and is jumping around. And you see just a break between them as you pop around the corner, fire off your bolt, and it goes right. I mean, it flies right between a punch that Cull was about to throw, and you see it strike this thing as it like turns its head up, almost looks right at you, and you see a light glow at its throat, and you hit that glow, and you hear an ear-piercing shatter as there's this, and Dakul and Cull, I need you to make a dexterity save. As there is this almost like a vibration in the air of like rising, and then almost like an implosion in and of itself.
I rolled an 8.
You rolled 8?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. All right. Cull seems to, because he's a barbarian, he just kind of like throws his hands up, and there is an explosion of just like blue energy just in that area that immediately then like sucks back in on itself. And you're gonna take 18 damage as this energy like washes over you. And go ahead and make me a secondary save, a con save.
16.
A 16? Okay. Everyone sees Dakul like flicker for a second, and then he's fine. But almost like in like it almost like he winks out of existence for a split second, and then he's there. Like it kind of knocked you back on your butt a little bit. This energy, but you managed to. What the hell was that? You know. And Hilda, it is your turn.
Great.
As Elry, we'll just say, Elry just shot this thing and it exploded, and you see Dakul get knocked back, and you saw him like flicker for a second, but kind of regain his structure, and he's there.
Okay. So what's in front of us? Is there any more bad guys?
Yeah, you see. You see one bad guy, the one that was pushing Dakul around. They're about 50 feet away from you. Dakul and Cull are just about 15 feet off to your right. E404 is about 25 feet off to your left, kind of standing there looking around for the one that disappeared. And the Overseer is still in the doorway, just hands wringing, like.
Okay, so Hilda is prone. Which means she needs to spend her action getting up. Yes?
No, just half your move. Just stand
Oh,
up.
just half my move? Okay, great. So she's going to get up. She is going to get really mad. And she's going to cast Spirit Guardians. And where it's been people, sort of going about their work at doing things with like hammers and shovels and things. At this point, they're going full on like angry villagers. They've got like pitchforks and torches and angry shovels, and they are out for blood. They're extra super pissed off. And I am going to march in the direction of, you said that there's the one 50 feet away, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna march in that direction as best I can as I get this together.
Okay. So
That's
your spirit guardians light up.
Yes.
And begin rabble-rousing and rabble-rabbling
Mm-hmm.
as you move towards it. E404.
Okay, so this guy disappeared.
Yep, right in front of you. And one just exploded over here, and then so that means off to your right, kind of about 20 feet. There's the only one visible.
Target being reconfigured. Going for that one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run up at it and try to strike it.
Okay. So you run up and try to strike that one. Go
Okay,
ahead.
that's an 8, so not the first one. Second one though is a 16.
16. 16 does not hit. As you
God damn it!
bring it in, and it is you feel this bluish energy just kind of barely kind of just brush your hammer over just a bit, and this creature, this humanoid, doesn't even really move. Your hammer just kind of goes right in front of their face and kind of ruffles their hood a little bit, and they face stays just like an emotionless mask. So that was missed both times, yes?
And but it expend of heat. So there's 3 points of fire damage.
Okay, your heat radiates off, and it seems unconcerned as it's just kind of standing there. So that's everyone's turn. Back to the top. E404, can I get a strength save from you?
$19.
19. Okay, you feel a blast hit you square in the chest, and you stand your ground. You only take half damage, so it's only going to be, you'll take half damage, so it's 16, so down to 8 damage, and that's that. And then after that, you see it kind of like push off the ground and begin to fly up and away from you. You can go ahead and take a attack of opportunity.
18.
Okay, 18 just hits.
And that is 10 points of damage.
Okay. Again, your hammer goes in and it makes contact, but it doesn't feel like it should. It hit as hard as it should have, but it kind of flies up and away from you, about 30 feet off to the side. It kind of moves in front of the large structure with the overseer just watching, and it lands near where you started. And then I'm going to need and then you see some of its wounds that you just gave it stitch back together. And that is it for this round. The overseer continues to just like mockingly laugh from behind his doorway. Oh, what will you do? You bested one. Can you best them all? More research, please. You're proving yourselves as advertised. And it is now Dakul's turn.
All right. So our guys blasted away and to damage me. Other guy flew off. So we still got one more. That's by Hilda, the one that Hilda engaged, right? No, that one is gone.
The one that E was on 2 rounds ago is invisible.
Right.
When E engaged the one that pushed you around.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of moved over near where the one that Hilda or that E was engaged with that turned invisible. So it's only about 30 feet off to your left. It's to the left of this large structure. E is kind of to the right of it.
All right. I'm going in for, I'm going to get up, dust myself off, shake it off, look at the battlefield. No, I'm feeling hurt, definitely hurt. But I know that they can be hurt. So yeah, I'm attacking him from a distance. This isn't the same guy that I shot my arrows at the first time, right?
No, that one is the one that died.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna pull my my bow out because distance is good for me right now, and I'm shooting.
Okay.
Retaining 8. It's 21.
21. Okay.
Yeah.
So your arrow is flying at this thing, and you like watch it shrink down as your arrow flies right where it was, and then it pops back up to normal size. It's the weirdest damn thing you've ever seen. Much like the other grew larger, like double size, this one like shrunk down to about 2 feet and then popped back up to miss your first attack. Or your first attack misses.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So arrows are not going to work. Close.
Do you attack with your second arrow?
Close quarters. I was going to put away my bow and close the distance, and then use my last attack.
Well, I mean, you made a ranged attack, so you can't use an unarmed attack after. You can only do. I think you can only do that after melee, right?
Huh. Because I was going to go into flurry of blows with my sword. Because I get 2 attacks. So I attacked, and I was going to move and then end with an attack.
I mean, fuck it, it's cool. Sure.
No.
I'm a happy-go-lucky DM, so yeah, sure.
Okay. All right.
I'm not a raw DM.
Puts the bow back on his back, pulls the sword out, and runs towards him. 16. It's 24.
24. That's gonna hit.
All right. And that bonus action, can I use my flurry of blows for that?
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Let me do the damage first. Oh, I just die step out for me. Hold on. There we go. I got it. My bad. Ha ha! 10.
10. Okay. Again, you felt this on the other one, but the attack, it hits and it does damage, but it does not cut as deep as you expected that strike to. You kind of had to push through some resistance, and then you finally got to flesh. So now your two unarmed strikes.
Yes.
Go for it.
No, I get just the one. I want to make sure I'm playing it cool, man. I want to.
Oh, no, I thought you said you were going to do a flurry of blows.
Yeah.
Well, then, you get your 2 unarmed strikes.
That. 12.
That's going to miss.
Yeah, that's another one. 16.
16, that will miss as well. As these, this one, much like the one you were fighting in melee, it tends to move just enough for its natural kind of like energy that kind of resonates off of it to kind of push your fist just enough to the side to just barely miss. Like you feel it brush skin, but it just moves enough just for that. Remains unafraid.
All right. That's it for me.
That's it for you. Okay. Cull is going to run over Roaring and join you. Oh, cool. Yeah, he gets a solid hit in. Only one, but still looks like he did quite a bit of damage with it. Solid punch right to the face. This thing spits out some blood, but turns its head back up and just kind of wordlessly wipes it off. And we'll just have Hilda still behind Elry. Elry, it is your turn.
Okay, so the overseer is sitting there doing his weapons test, laughing. Everything's going according to my plan, He-Man. That guy?
Yeah,
he's
being a little Skeletor right now, yeah.
But I can see him. I can see where he is. I can see the ground around him. Okay, so I'm going to Misty Step beside him, maybe about 5 or 10 feet behind him.
Okay.
As soon as I pop up, I'm going to take the copious amounts of crystals that I got from the factory and spread them at his feet. Take my gun, aim them down, and say, "I guess it's time for a weapons test, dickhead," and shoot.
Okay. Give me a roll with advantage. You're shooting things on the ground.
And that's a natural 20! Yes!
Okay. Interesting.
Dude, that's the greatest thing ever. That was a 12 to a 20, dude.
It's kind of great. Okay. So, how far away were you again? About 10 feet behind him?
10 feet behind him.
Okay.
And I have my shield reaction ready. Just so you know.
Okay. So you pop up, shoot these things, and Elry, give me a perception check when you do this.
Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna re-roll. I'm gonna spend a point of luck to re-roll that 4. That is cocked, or it would have been a natural 20. Son of a bitch. That's a 16.
16. Yeah. As this reaction happens, this thing actually like whips around with in rapid reaction, being shocked at the gall of this little halfling. You catch just the ever so slight tinge of kind of rubbery purplish flesh under the hood, almost like a quivering, like, and it actually lets out an audible noise that sounds otherworldly, just like, and then it quickly regains its composure and screams at you in anger as this detonates. And I'm going to need a dex save from you, Elry.
Oh, dexes are my favorite.
How many of these crystals did you throw at its feet?
All of them.
Screw that average damage.
And that is an 18 for my dex save.
Okie dokie. You're gonna need it. Okay, so that is normally 46 damage as this detonates out, and then you see it like suck back in on itself. It's the same thing where it explodes out and that energy goes out. It hits you like a truck, Elry, even though you kind of roll with it. So you passed half damage, and then your
evasion, no damage.
Take it half again. So that's 48, 24, 12.
Nothing. No, I don't get anything.
Oh, that's right. Passed. Oh, fuck. That's right. So basically, you kind of like dive behind a doorway that's like right like at the entryway, like kind of an antechamber, and there's an explosion, and it sucks back in. And afterwards, you kind of look around the corner, and like there's nothing there. It's just smoke and there's a few scraps of like robe, but you see like that blue tinge kind of wink out, and there's just silence once again.
Can I have a free action?
Sure.
Elry takes his gun, blows the barrel, and says, "Get fucked."
Well done. So that's the end of that. E404.
Yes.
It is your turn.
Cool. I'm gonna go with whatever guys I can get to.
Okay. That the one has run over there. It's got Cull and Dakul on it. It's only about 30 feet away, 40 feet away.
Yeah, screw it. We're just gonna overkill this motherfucker.
Okay.
Up. That is a 17.
17. Okay. 17 does not hit.
Yep. And the other one is a 24.
24 hits.
9 points of damage. Other top 3 with the heat.
Okay. And Hilda, I'm sure. Dakul, you look pretty messed up, right?
Oh yeah, your boy's hurt.
We'll just say that Hilda cast a healing spell on you. I think that's a safe assumption.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, Hilda would only been about 20 feet away from y'all. And Hilda had Spirit Guardians up. I mean, I think that walking over and laying and doing a Cure Wounds would still do damage to this thing. I think it's a fair. So it takes some damage, and Dakul, you get healed for. We'll just roll some dice. You get healed for 15.
Ah, yes.
Hilda comes up and pats you on the back, and says, "Good job, Dakul. Now give it hell." And that's my Hilda impersonation.
I like your Hilda voice. Yeah, that's right on it.
Cool. You should have already killed this thing, but I believe in you.
Oh, you're right. This time off has not done me well. I will not fail you, I promise.
Well, we came to save you, but you got to save yourself too sometimes. And that's my
the Hilda voice.
my captainy motivational speech. Go out there, stay within yourself, give 110%, practice like you play. Anyway. Top of the initiative. In a flourish, this thing kind of whips, and air whips up around y'all. And it's kind of like, and it moves back away from you. You can all get an attack of opportunity, but it will be made at disadvantage.
I most certainly will. 17 and 15. 15.
Okay. You do not hit. E404.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, Dakul. You need to make that attack roll again.
Okay.
Against yourself, as the air that's whipping around kind of takes your attack, and you just kind of overswing with your sword, and it looks like it. So go ahead and give me an attack roll against yourself.
Okay.
Is that normal, not a disadvantage?
12 and 10. They're not in my favor today.
Well, I mean, what was your roll?
12 and a 10. So you said we rolled. So it's a 10.
Oh, well then, okay, you miss yourself. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you were attacking yourself. So
Oh, so bad was good. Oh, yes.
oh yeah, you don't want to roll high on yourself. No. Well, it depends. Never mind. I'll leave that. I'll let that one go. Think of the kids, Greg. Anyway, so but yes, you just feel like this push of wind kind of push your sword, like, and you almost strike your own arm, but you kind of like get it out of the way as this thing is moving away. And E, what was your attack?
That was a 12.
12.
So I also don't hit myself.
Yeah. Cole attacks recklessly and connects solidly with this thing as it's kind of like lifting up, and it looks like it's going to try to land up on the roof of the end factory right there to y'all's left. And like I said, Cole connected solidly, and looks like it actually did some damage to this thing. It kind of like lets out a puff of like a hard breath as he punches it in the stomach. And make sure it maintains its okay. So Cole like hits it, and it looks like it's going towards the roof, and it kind of lets out a breath, and as it breathes out, it comes to rest at the edge of the building as the energy that it was holding kind of goes out. Thanks, Bright Gold Sun, for the subscription. You're awesome. And kind of like hits the ground next to it and kind of looks up at Cole and shakes its head and narrows its eyes, and you actually can kind of see its face a little bit. I mean, and this also, it's a human. Just nothing, no features that look out of place, save the bright blue sapphire at its throat, kind of like right at the top of the collarbone, where the seat of the throat is here. There's just this bright blue sapphire. And that is 10. Once again, you still have not seen the other robed figure that went invisible, but this one, you see a few more of its wounds stitch up. And it is now back to Dakul, as that rogue figure only made it about 30 feet. It didn't get on top of the roof, so it's like right here.
Oh, yes, now I am very pissed.
Okay.
Shake out my sword hand, for I am about to put this steel on that ass. Closing the distance and attacking. I need 17.
17 to hit?
Yes.
17 does not hit.
And my other second attack.
Okay.
The first one missed, but the second one shall find. 10 and 8 is 18. Wow, I keep rolling all these low numbers. Shoot.
An 18, it hits.
Yes.
As you see, like, basically what you see this thing do is it starts to raise its hand, and I'll give you this, Dakul, because you have fine warrior instincts. It almost raises its hand to, you've seen them like throw up like shields and kind of stuff like that. It holds it and allows you to hit as its eyes kind of flit from you to Cole, and then it allows you. It basically, you can tell it kind of let you hit it. So go ahead and give me damage.
I rolled a 7.
7 damage?
Yes.
Wait, you rolled a 7? Is that including your dex?
No, I rolled a 2, including my dex.
Oh, okay.
Right. I hit for 7. About that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you again, your sword, it's going in and it bites through, and you kind of see the blade kind of light up blue a little bit and barely cuts a line across this enemy's arm. Like you barely make contact. You do draw a small line of blood though.
All right, and then I'm going to do for my bonus action the unarmed attack.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, natural 20. Finally, something. Woo! Happy days.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
My unarmed is of course. So 1 and 5 is 6, but that's double because of a crit, right?
Yeah, you can either double what you roll or you can roll your die twice. I mean, I don't care how you do it. It's however you want to do it. I prefer to roll 2 dice because sometimes you roll a 1 and double that to 2, but sometimes you can roll a 1 and a 5, So it's all on how you want to do it.
Yeah, I'll roll that for my one last time then.
Cool.
All right. That's a 6. So 6 and 1 is 7. I'm adding that last row, right? The 1 and the 6, so that's 7. And then
Plus your dex?
yeah, plus my dex is 5, so that's 12.
12 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, what does this punch look like, Dakul?
Since he's so pissed from the overswing, he comes back around with a with like a roundhouse elbow, mashing him deeply into his jawbone, so you can almost hear the bones snap from the hinge. That's that kind of elbow crushing punch.
Okay. Your elbow comes across, cracking the jaw, going down, and you actually like drive the jaw down into this thing's throat as you can hear, like it actually almost makes a noise. And it's in that moment, Dakul, as you kind of like open this thing's mouth up, you can tell that this creature, whatever it is, this humanoid, has no tongue. And you also hear like it as it kind of breathes out, and you hear another telltale like crack as the gem at its throat, as you just drive this elbow, like I said, it's an insanely hard punch, and this thing was like, you catch it just right, and I'm gonna need you to make another dexterity save.
Yeah, I kind of forget that.
As there's a crack, and you can feel the building of this energy start to expand. And what'd you roll?
10 plus my dex is 15.
15? Okay. Yeah.
I am just
It's all right.
cursed with the lows. Why?
Okay, you're gonna take I decided to roll damage tonight. I've got tired of taking average. So you're gonna take 15 as there is just an explosion of pure force. You look into this blossom of blue energy as it strikes you, and it hits you full on. Go ahead and give me another con save.
17 and once 18.
18. Okay. Again, y'all see.
I'm so sorry. It's 17 and 3 con save. I'm sorry. I'm so used to rolling.
Oh, you still passed. I mean, so yeah, you passed, but this thing knocks you back, and you kind of hit the ground, and there's like dust flies up as the energy kind of explodes and then sucks back in on itself, and there's no enemy there whatsoever. There is just the some tatters of clothing from the robes that kind of float to the ground, and y'all see Dakul like flicker again. And Dakul, like, you look down and your arm kind of flickers, and you actually watch from the elbow down as your arm like flickers and then comes back to yourself, and you're like, feels normal.
Okay. How far away am I from Elry on the battlefield?
Elry, you have no idea. You saw Elry go into a factory over here off, and so that's the last you saw of him. You're about 2 buildings down from that. Give me a perception check, though.
All right.
As you're kind of standing there, like getting your wits about you.
11 and 4. It's 15.
15. Okay. Right next to you in this building. This was the building that when you first came out and you had that insanely good perception check, you thought you saw a shutter move at one of the windows.
Yeah.
And at that explosion, because you were literally right next to the wall, I mean, the explosion hit the wall too, and you could hear things on the inside of the factory itself kind of falling, but you could have sworn that you heard the sound of oh shit, and you maybe some subdued cursing.
Okay. I've already taken my movement and my action, so I can only just ponder over that.
Okay. I mean, you still have a free action if you wanted to say anything about it.
Because the only people so I can't see Elry and E404 and Hilda are still in the battlefield.
I mean, they're like 30 feet behind you. Like, yeah.
I'm definitely gonna yell out to them. There's more of them in the building, or something is in the building.
Okay. So we're gonna move on. It is Cole's turn. He hears. That's all he hears. And he runs full speed at that building that you're at. He runs right to the door. Let's just roll for it. Oh, yeah. He goes right through the door, like the juggernaut. And you hear from the inside, like, oh, shit! Multiple reactions of just like, what the fuck? You know, you're not sure how many, but you do hear multiple reactions as he, like, runs through. And then you just hear him like start to like, sounds like he's throwing something or like moving through something, but there's just insanity ensues inside that building itself. And just to give you a better perspective on it, Elry, when you went in, these kind of factories were probably about 100 feet wide, about 50 feet deep. I mean, they weren't like huge, but it was just enough for like a couple of lines of workers to be working on gyms or whatever. And so you're not sure what's in this one, but they all, like from the outside, they all look about the same dimensions, and they are all kind of connected. So that's that. Hilda is. We're just gonna have Hilda in like kind of the background support. Dakul, you're still looking hurt. Yes. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hilda's gonna move up, and she's going to. Damn it, Dakul! Don't make me do this again.
Sorry, Hilda.
And you heal for a further 14.
Yes.
So that's that. Cole moves in. Elry, it is your turn.
Okay, can Elry move from his position up to the doorway where Cole just ran inside and see if there are any additional enemies there after hearing the...
I mean, in order to get where you got, you had to move and then Misty Step.
Right.
Last time. So you could move and almost get to the doorway.
I tell you what, instead of that, can I make a perception check to see if there's anything left over from the Overseer? You said that there were pieces of scraps of rubbery flesh and robes. Is there anything that clatters to the ground like that survived?
Well, go and give me a perception check to look around for remains. Sure.
10.
I mean, you see the signs of an explosion, and there's a few scraps of robe. You do not see any blood or any remains, though.
He's still alive. Okay. Elry is then going to use his bonus action to stay in the same area and hide.
Okay.
Do you need a stealth roll? Or...
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go and give me a stealth roll. Just to have that.
That is an 18 plus a 10 is a 28.
Okay, yeah. Elry is just like a ghost in the doorway. Are you in a position where you can still look out and see what's going on out in the courtyard, or are you like fully hidden?
Elry, if able to do this, Elry is going to hide and stay by the door. Mm-hmm. So if whoever was in there that he's going toe-to-toe with decides to leave that area and go back out towards his friends, he wants to be able to like be close enough to be in touching distance, or like have an ability to kind of perceive their passage. He wants to be as close to the door as he can with that 28.
Okay, gotcha. So you are a ghost in the doorway. E404.
Anyone else left around to hit?
I mean, you look around the courtyard, and I mean, your attack protocols had three enemies. Only 2 are accounted for. You know that there's one out there. You don't see any sign of it, but you do hear quite a tussle going on just about 35, 40 feet away in that building. And it sounds like Cole is found some new friends to play with.
The relocation protocol must be initiated.
Okay.
I'm gonna move over there. get into the door with my 40 feet of movement.
Okay, so you move in, and as you move in, I mean, there's a guy, like Cole had run in, and it looks like he's throwing some stuff at somebody in the corner. There's like, as you go in, there's a guy like right inside the door. Looks like he's kind of regaining composure. He was waiting there. He's got a pistol that looks similarly like Elry's, and he's leveling it at the back of Cole's head. As Cole kind of ran past him. So, I mean, but he is within melee at the end of that move.
Yeah.
Because he got you just.
With a 19.
Oh, a 19 hits this guy, yes.
And another 19 for both.
Okay, yep.
But first is 10 points of damage. And then 8 points of damage. Plus 3 heat.
So that's 21 total?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you come in and just hammer this guy twice, and he totally did not. He only at the last second did he see you come through the door, and he was pointing 180 in the opposite direction. You hit him solid twice. He takes it. He's barely up, but he's like going to one knee. Like it looks like he's looking back, and he might try to pull the gun up, or he might run away. You're not sure, but he does not look very healthy or long for this world. But looking around, it looks like maybe there are three other humans in here. These guys are dressed in what looks like your typical kind of pirate garb, like they're in sailing garb. And so,
Hostile Buccaneer targets must be eliminated.
Okay, so that's the end of your turn. Back to the DM. So this guy, he turns on you, E, and he pulls up his pistol, and he looks like he's going to fire at you a couple times. Does a 17 hit you?
Yep.
Okay, so he hits you once for 8 damage. This is force damage. This is same. Again, he levels a pistol that looks remarkably like Elry's, and he fires at you once. Looks like the other 3 are all firing at Cole as he just gets hit by a barrage of bolts of energy. Just slamming into him, and it looks like he is exalted in this moment. Like he is laughing and screaming, asking for them to tickle him some more, please. And it is now Dakul's turn. You are right outside the door where you just heard Cole ask for more tickling, please, as there's just a bevy of just as now it's just full on. And I'll just say this, Dakul, at this moment, you can hear other doors in other buildings start to open. And you can just hear movement coming from other of the factories.
Oh, shit. There's more. We have awakened the wasp nest, hornet's nest. After I see E404 run in and hear and Cole and all that madness, I'm gonna run in that same direction, but get right to the door and just kind of look in and see who's in sight close enough for my bow and arrow.
Okay, yeah, I mean it's only 10 feet to the door right there. E44 is just inside. They have already done their pulse of heat. You kind of felt the remnants of that, and knowing E44, you almost just kind of waited, and now you've popped in. So yeah, go ahead and make an attack. As you see a guy just to the right there that it looks like that E just hit, and there's 2 guys on the right, 1 on the left. Cole's going after one of them. They're all have pistols leveled, yeah, they're all
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, actually, now let me change that up. Let me continue past the door. So I've already moved 10 feet, and let me close the distance to the guy that was last engaged with Cole. Because E44 is right in front of me, right? And she's engaged, and I don't see Cole, right? I'm trying to get an idea of how this looks.
basically E is right inside the door, so it's going to be. I mean, you'd have to give me a dexterity check just to kind of move past them.
All right.
But you could possibly kind of move.
Well, I got in as far as I could. And
Yeah, no worries.
A 13 and 5 is 18 for that.
Yeah, you managed to kind of like hop, like you just managed to shoot a roll between E's wide stance. That's good enough for that.
Okay. And as I'm coming out of that roll past her, I want to see and find the first enemy and head in that direction if I'm still within my movement feet, the feet of my movement.
Yeah, you can get to one of the guy on the left.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna close that distance while pulling my sword out with two hands with a very purposed slash.
Okay. Are we offline?
No, we're
okay.
online.
Okay. 18 and 8 is 26.
26 does hit.
Right. So let me get this 10. This 9 and 8 is 17. Excuse me, 9 and 5 is 14. Excuse me. 14 damage for that.
14 damage for the first one? Okay, yeah, you slash him, and that was with the sword, yes?
Yes.
Okay, you slash him hard across the gut, and he, oh, God, damn it! But he's still up.
Yeah. With that same momentum, I'm coming in for my second attack with the sword. What's that? 16.
Cool. 16 hits.
All right, cool. 7 damage.
7. That. What does this look like when you kill him?
As I come across off of the first one, he's going to shift his momentum to come back around with that telltale swing around and catch him right in the neck with the meaty part of that blade, and just really use that momentum to push it further down.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. You just cut him down in 2 perfect strokes, and he barely got a reaction from the first, and then he just stares in disbelief as you finish him off. So that is that. And apologies right quick, everyone. We're dealing with some internet issues here. Trey, can you turn your camera off right quick?
Got you.
Cool. Okay, so as the battle stands, kind of do a quick recap. Dakul and E404 have joined Cull in the far right building, far right factory building. In this building itself, you can kind of see that this might be where they brought these raw sapphires to be worked. And so there are pieces of just like this bone white branches that y'all have seen sprouting out. They're just strewn everywhere. There's powder, thicker coating every surface in here. And Cull is engaged with one enemy. Alongside, behind him is E404, engaged with another. Dakul has cut down a third. There's a fourth in the corner who is not engaged by anyone at this moment. But the 3 they're either dead or not long for this world. So, Hilda is going to move up in support as the Spirit Guardians kind of washes through the doorway. You see it just kind of rip the life out of the remaining, what you assume E404 are the Fuccaneer that you are currently engaged with. You see the life torn from him by these what look like, I guess, as she described, kind of peasants with like pitchforks and shovels. Does it look like they come and like beat him down and bury him and finish him off? So that is Hilda's turn. Cole, he throws a couple of more punches and is tearing into the Fuccaneer in front of him. It is not a pretty picture. It is now Elry's turn. Elry, give me a perception check as you're standing there in the doorway.
That is a 19 plus a 4 is a 23.
Okay, you hear what sounds. You hear what maybe sounds like a rush of wind. You feel like a breeze on your cheek, and maybe about 20 feet further in this building, you see kind of a brush of dust, kind of contrails of something that moved through. And you just kind of see some dust kind of hovering and floating in midair. And now it's your turn, but
The weapons test is not over. So Elry is going to go after this stealthily and with purpose, using movement to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't work, movement and bonus action to catch up. And does that get me to where I think it is?
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you give me an investigation check to try to, as you watched it kind of flow by you, and you saw this, you think you have a like an intuition as to where this movement ended.
How close by me did he go? Close enough for an attack of opportunity at disadvantage, or?
It was one of those things where it was by you, you didn't see it go by you, right?
Okay.
So it's just kind of, you felt the wake of it move by you.
That is an 18 plus 3 is a 21 investigation check.
Okay. This is what you see. You follow the contrails, and then you look over deeper into this room, which this building itself is just it's a 2-story structure, and this bottom floor is just kind of like an open area. It's very Spartan. There's not a lot of adornment here. You kind of see some cots along the back wall, but what you do see near a support pillar on the right, this dust kind of flowed by, and then you see a footstep. Like you see a foot. Yeah, you see a foot take a step, and it looks like it's standing with its back to you. Because you had a 28 on your, right?
Oh, I had a 21 on my investigation.
No, I'm talking about on your stealth check from before.
28, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is this thing moved by you, and it looks like it has its back to you, even though it's invisible. So this is the deal. It is invisible, but it does. I'm going to say it's unaware of you, so you can make this attack normal.
No advantage, no disadvantage, just straight up one roll.
Right.
All right. I'm sweaty. I'm going to use my last luck on that 6. I don't like that. Son of a bitch. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20 is going to hit it.
Okay, now, despite not having advantage, is this a sneak attack that gives me sneak attack damage? Oh, magnanimous dungeon master.
Pick a number between 1 and 6.
Let's go with the 4.
I rolled a 4. So I'm going to say yes. I will be nice. And this thing has no idea that you're there. I don't mind bending rules if chance is involved. So, yes, I will allow sneak attack on this, even though it is not made with advantage.
Okay, so The pistol does a base 13 plus 5 plus 9, 14, 13, 27.
27.
27. I think that's what I did to it the first time, or did to somebody 27.
Yeah, you did a shitload. Okay, Elry, you're like I said, this thing moved about 20 feet in from you. You level your pistol and you shoot, and a bolt slams out and hits this thing square in the back, and there's a as there is a build, and then nothing ever appears, but there is a release of energy, and it just sucks in on itself. And once again, there is nothing but a few scraps of cloth that didn't quite make it through wherever the remnants got sucked to, and they closed off. You feel buffeted by the energy, but you're just outside of the range to have to actually make a save or anything. And the room that you are in is quiet once more. As there are sounds of combat coming from outside.
What do you see now, Overseer?
Elry seems to be a badass, though. And it is E404's turn.
Cool. I'm just gonna go fuck up some more fucking ears if they're here.
There is one more that is kind of in the corner. Dakul is dispatched one. Cull is ripping another one apart. And there's,
How
like
far
I
away
said,
is
there's
this
one in
guy?
the corner that's unengaged.
How far away is that guy?
Like he's like 30 feet away from you.
Cool. Yeah. I'ma have to eliminate Pruitt.
Okay.
I'ma head over there with a 22.
22. Okay. 22 is going to hit.
With 12 points of damage. With the 3 emanating heat.
Okay.
And a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
Okay.
So you come through, heat wave leading the way, swing your hammer into him. You get a good, you hit him very well. And then maybe just like from him doubling over from that first hit, he ducks underneath your second swing back, and manages to get out of the way of it. Okay, back to the top of the initiative. Elry, when you ended, were you looking like inside, or were you kind of had you moved to kind of keep an eye on the courtyard, or?
Well, it depends on how far I was able to move with my movement. Could I catch up with my movement? Because then I would have hidden with my bonus action.
Yeah, no, you only moved like 10 feet.
Okay, yeah, he definitely would have hidden, and then he would have, if he heard the sounds of battle, he would have looked out towards his friends.
Okay, so Elry, you are witness to in 3 of the other buildings. The building right next to the one you checked out, the door flies open, and it looks like some fucking ears come out. Like you see a barrel kind of roll out, and some guys come out. It looks like they're holding something a little longer. It's about 3 feet long, 3 or 4 feet long. They're like propped up on the barrel with it, but a couple of fucking ears have like moved out, and they're in cover, and they're like aiming down the walkway. Your friends are off to the right in the first building closest to you. These guys came out of the furthest building on that row, and then on each of the buildings straight across from where you are, you see the doors and the windows open up, and it looks like there's a fucking ear in every window and 2 at the door. Like they had this whole like area surrounded, and for whatever reason, now they are coming out. And I'm not gonna make you make a perception check, but you see a familiar smile kind of like look around, and he kind of like flashes a perfect smile, and then hops back, and then hides back in the farthest building on the right, like kind of right where the L of these warehouse kind of factories meet. That building there, you saw him in the doorway, and he's like, you can't make out what he's saying, but it looks like he's yelling orders to the guys on that end, like maybe like hold your fire or something. And but that's the action that you see. It looks like they're readying themselves for a shootout, and that is all their turn. And so now it is Dakul's turn.
All right, so we're still in the building with the fallen. So the guys that we just got done fighting, the one we just killed, he's carrying one of those hand crossbows as well, right?
Yeah. The guy that you just dropped, he's got one of those pistols.
Okay, I'm gonna pick that up.
Okay.
Perception check and just to see what's going on. All this action is happening so fast. Dakul is just trying to get bearings.
Yeah, you don't need a perception check. As you look around, it looks like Cole has his guy well in hand. I mean, he's just pummeling this guy. Mm-hmm. He is in the corner fighting another one. She struck a mighty blow to it, and he looks hurt. But that's the only other two. Like, you dispatched one, and the other one's dead. Hilda's kind of in the doorway, and you kind of see her like looking up outside because she was out there. So it looks like she sees something, and she's like, "Oh, we got company."
Okay. All right. So there's only the three guys in there. I was just trying to look around to see if there are any more of those hand crossbow guns.
Every guy in here had one.
Okay. So is there any that are falling next to me?
Well, I mean, the one that the guy you just dispatched, you just picked up.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if there was another one because I was going to throw it to Hilda because she's is she upstairs looking up the window?
She's at the doorway that you came in. She's like right there. I mean, there's one at that she killed a guy inadvertently when she moved up with her spirit guardians.
You're right.
And so yes, there is one at her feet already.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell Hilda, grab the gun.
Okay, Dakul.
And then I'm gonna head to the door and see what it is that she's looking at because she looks concerned.
Yes, she does.
Right.
So you can move up to the door. It's only, like I said, you're only to move about 20 feet into the room. So you move up 20 feet to the door, peek out, and you look down the right where you are, and about 3 buildings down, you see a couple of barrels that have put out, and you can see some guys in cover, and it looks like they've leveled some kind of long tubular something at you.
Okay. Where is Elry?
For everyone playing Starward Bound bingo, let's go ahead and mark off where is Elry.
Okay, so I'm not going to see him. I'm going to yell out to Hilda sitting next to me and anybody else that can hear me. I think we have a bigger problem. There are more of them outside. Is there a back door that I can see? Is there just one way into this building? Because the way out into that like courtyard area is where everybody's crashing down on, right?
Right. You look, you kind of just look around, and you can see the doors are shuttered. But from here, there are like it's like I said when I described when Elroy was in. There's like an assembly line, like a set of rollers, and they leave this building, and it looks like they go to the next one, but the doors between them are shuttered closed. But there is a way to move between the buildings. It looks like. So
we can go through like those little
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're just kind of like doors that it looks like you would lift. They're almost like metal roller doors that you just kind of lift up. But right now they are shuttered. So
shuttered. And I can tell that they're shuttered. Can I tell from this distance that I'm at if it's locked or not?
I mean, you'd have to get up a little bit closer.
I'm gonna pull the hand crossbow and shoot at the door.
Okay. Where are you shooting it at?
The shuttered door.
I know, but where on the door? You just firing at the door itself, or are you firing in a specific spot?
Well, anything that looks like it could be a latch or a lever to lift. That would probably be the smart thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm assuming with the amount of damage that these guns do.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wouldn't be that big. That's pretty big. Yeah. So at the lock or at the door handle.
Okay, you think you might see like some kind of lock in the bottom center of the door itself.
All right.
So you can go ahead and give me an attack roll against that. You're proficient with hand crossbows, yes?
Yes.
So you can use these pistols, no problem. So it uses your dex. It's a D8 damage.
All right. 14 and 5. So it's 19.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Beautiful. That's 2 and 5. So that's 7.
Okay.
Do I still get the other +2 damage because of the braces of archery ring that I have for this particular weapon?
Yeah, because you're proficient. I mean, yes, because technically you're proficient with what this kind of is. I mean, if you're proficient with hand crossbow, you're proficient with this. So yes, you do.
All right, so add 2 to that then.
Okay, so 9. Okay, yeah, you pop a clean hole there, and you can kind of see it kind of just lift just a little bit. It looks like you broke the lock.
Okay. How much movement do I have left? I went to the door, and how far is the door from the?
To get to the edge there? It's going to be about 40 feet to actually get over to that wall.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna move over to that wall for the last action. Yeah, for my last action, because that was an attack. Okay, yeah. Can I test it as a bonus action to see if it lifts, or is that for the?
What's your total movement?
45.
Okay. I mean, you can get like halfway there because you had to use 20 feet to get to the door, and now you're about 40 feet away from that, so it's 60 feet total.
Shoot. All right, I'll spend a key point and use my step of the wind.
Okay, to dash. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, getting over there, as you move up, you can tell this thing has like sprung loose, and you can just kind of like lift it. I mean, once it's unlocked, you can like lift it and give me a acrobatics check.
All right. 19.
Okay, yeah, you basically like run over there and like pop it open and kind of slide on the rollers and like move into the next room.
Yeah, all right, cool. As I'm rolling, damn, everybody on the battlefield, as far as Kiana and Hilda and Cole, they're busy engaging. Can they? Was I perceptive enough to see if they saw me, saw where I was going?
I mean, E404 and Cole, they get lost in bloodlust, and right now their backs are to you.
Yeah.
Hilda is like basically right at the doorway looking at you. So I mean, she does see you.
Okay, so somebody sees me.
Yes.
At least somebody sees me. Okay, then my final action is just to continue down that rollway.
Okay. Yeah, you're into the next room. Because I mean, it's your full. I'll maybe it took 5 feet of movement to kind of lift the door up, but other than that, you're like 20 feet into the next factory floor area, and you can see in here they're making. It looks like they're chiseling. You see the remnants of more like kind of these blue crystals, these blue sapphires, except these are like larger flat discs. And since you were just engaged in melee with those whoever the hell they were, they look very reminiscent of like when the one lifted its hand to you, it had like a round sapphire in its palm. You also saw them at their throat, but it's a very similar size.
Okay.
I'll just give you that. Like you can just kind of look and tell. Like it looks very familiar because you were just in a pitched battle with it.
Cool.
Okay. Hilda, I'm gonna say Hilda picks up the pistol and moves to follow you, Dakul. As she does, there's a blast of fire coming from outside as they're like firing at her, and Cole finishes off the guy he's on just like with a punch. He just kind of like brings his like a hammer fist down on top of this guy's head and just kind of reduces him to half size. He just kind of accordions him in on himself and turns around, and Hilda's like, Cole, come on! And he begins to run across the room. It looks like he's going to follow E404. It is, wait, I'm sorry. Where's my initiative card? Ooh, too many cards. Sorry. Elry, it's your turn.
Okay, so is there any evidence that the overseer is dead? Now, I know I blew him up and a bunch of, but have I spied with my little eyes any body parts?
Like I said, you see no blood stains. You don't see body parts left behind. You see a few scraps of robe. But
Now, the person I just killed, is it the same colored robe that the overseer was wearing, or is
No,
it the red robe?
no, the overseer was wearing purple robes, and then the other three were wearing blue robes. And the one that you shot and it exploded, those were the remnants there. There's a slight splatter of blood, and there are remnants of blue robes.
But the first one, when I went in and threw the gems down and blew it up, no
Those are
sign of the overseer.
No.
Okay.
But there are a few scraps of purple robes, and that's the color he was wearing.
Right, but no evidence that he's down or they're down or
Yeah, you don't see you do not see
any more of those gems around in the room that I'm currently in.
no, the ones that you threw down, you shot and they all exploded. But you don't. Again, like I said, this room is very Spartan. Like I said, there's 3 cots at the back, and that's literally it. They're just cots. There's not much else in this room. There's stairs going up to a second floor, but that's about it.
Okay. Elry is going to move up to the second floor and see if he can get a vantage point on the snipers that or the riflemen, even though I don't know what a rifle is. Yeah. The tubular weapon wielders out by the barrels. He's going to get a I've seen plenty of those in my day, as he gets up to the second floor and looks out on the tubular weapon wielders.
Yeah, you can move up the stairs to your left, and once you get up, there is kind of it's a window. I mean, it's open. There's not like a pane of glass or anything, but you get a better view. They don't get as much cover because you have kind of high ground. You would have had to use your bonus action to because you can dash as a bonus, right?
I can.
Yeah, you would have had to use two move actions to get around and up the stairs to it. It's about 40 feet up there. But yeah, you have a vantage on them, and there's 2 guys behind barrels, and like as you get up there, you can see they're shooting at Hilda as she dives in the factory there with your friends.
Okay, let's do this then. Let me do the movement, regular action, dash, and then for bonus action, hide. As he's going to get up there and just kind of blend into the area, and do you need a stealth up there too, or is the other
you
ones?
can give me a stealth if you'd like. It's a narrow window. It doesn't look like anybody has seen you.
22.
Even before. Okay, you are hidden, and it is now E404's turn.
Termination must be completed. This guy's still up in front of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's 3 points of fire damage on the top.
Yep.
With a 24 to hit.
Oh yeah.
With 11 points of damage.
Yeah, you introduce this guy's head to the wall via your hammer.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very pretty. There's not really any noise but a sticky splat as you just kind of catch him at the temple, and he slumps to the ground silent. Doesn't even get a scream out. But terminate.
Hostile Buccaneer targets have been eliminated.
And there are no more fucking ears in this room. As you look about, you can see Cole and Hilda heading towards an open doorway. You no longer see Dakul. So it is up to you.
So I have no idea how the others got through to places.
Oh, I mean, you could see Cole and Hilda running towards kind of an open doorway that has kind of a conveyor belt type thing. It's just rollers. It's about a 5x5 area. It's going to be interesting to see Cole go through there.
It's only going to be interesting to see E try to go through that, but E's going to fucking try.
Okay. It'll take because your move is 40.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to take 2 moves to get over there. So you can get halfway there this time.
Yeah, I'll take halfway.
Okay. So you're heading over there, kind of following up Cole. back to the top of the initiative. You can hear from the opposite end of the compound. Ellery, you can kind of see in the far right where you're almost positive that is Haskell Harkin. You can hear him like, move back in. They're coming through. They're coming through. Watch the shutters. Watch the shutters. He's kind of trying to stage whisper to not yell too loud. But this place just kind of sound carries a little bit further than it should almost when there is sound, because it is so quiet here. There's no natural life. There's no wind. There's no nothing. So Ellery, you can kind of hear that. The others, they're inside buildings and there's shots going off, so they're just kind of muffled for them. But looks like the fucking ears are moving, and then you see him motion the 4 that are in the far building. It looks like they're moving out into the courtyard, and they're gonna try. It looks like they're trying to move to the doorway to try to flank your compadres. And that is the fucking ears' turn. Dakul, it is your turn. You are in the second from the right. On the map there, moving towards the one that Ellery moved into.
Okay.
As you're in here, you can, like I said, you can see this is where they obviously chiseled out kind of wide, almost like sand dollar sized discs.
All right. I'm going to put 2 and 2 together and take a handful. Are they in a pile, or there's on the conveyor belt? I mean,
there's a couple of trays left, and you can kind of see there's 5, 6 in there. You could just kind of gather up, a handful of them.
All right, I'm gonna grab a handful of them, and then I want to do a perception check to see where the entrances are and just what else is in this building. Anything I can get.
Okay. Oh yeah, give me.
13.
13? Okay, yeah. I mean, you just glancing around, I mean, there's 2 conveyor belts, so you can see the doors here, on through this building. To your left is the front door. You can see a shuttered door to your right that looks like it goes out towards kind of the bay area, maybe where they unload stuff out that door, maybe. But that's really it. You can hear Hilden and Cullen stomping up behind you.
Okay, so there's chaos still going on outside. You can definitely. Well, no, there's no chaos. Actually, it's quiet. Everybody's kind of creeping.
You can hear some shouting, but you couldn't make it out with that 13. You couldn't make out what was being said.
All right, so
sounds like there are shouting coming from outside.
All right, but as far as the room that we're in right now, it's pretty tranquil. All right.
Yeah, and the windows are kind of shuttered, so you can't actually see out.
Okay, I want to take this opportunity to use a potion of healing.
Okay.
It says, what is it? 4d4 plus 4, is that what it is?
I believe that's the ones that y'all have, yes.
Right, okay. So let me do 4d4. 4, hey. 1, that's 5. 3, that's 8. And 2, that's 10, plus 4 is 14.
Okay, so you quaff a potion right quick. Anything with your move, you move it? No, yeah, I'm just gonna sit there and wait for everybody else to come through that conveyor belt. Okay, yeah, okay, so you're gonna regroup. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in that case, Hilda and Cull, they both run up and kind of, Cull basically kind of helps Hilda through, and he's kind of calmed down a little bit. Looks like he's kind of let his senses come back to him, and he helps Hilda through. He starts climbing through, and it's a bit of work, but he does not. He barely almost gets stuck, but manages to kind of plop down on the floor and roll forward. So that's Hilda, Cole, Ellery. It is now back around to your turn. Like I said, you can see 4 people kind of moving around to flank. It looks like they're heading towards the doorway that your friends went in, the far one. But other than that,
okay,
the others being motioned back inside to kind of cover the what you presume to be the conveyor belts.
Okay, and so this is like a 4 on the ground, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid ending with people all in You know, the L-shaped. Okay.
Yep.
I can't see any of my friends though to give them a warning as to not if they haven't come out the front yet. It's safe to say they know they shouldn't. Can I see or can Elry see the fucking ear Haskell Harkin?
Yeah. He's kind of he kind of is ducking his head out, so he does have some cover, but you can see him in the distance. He's, like I said, he's kind of right where the L of these buildings meet. He's in that building.
Elry's gonna sit there and wait for him to peek his head out.
Okay.
And he's gonna flip the copper wire up into his mouth.
Okay.
And he's going to point and say, "Hey Haskell, I'm coming for you, fucking ear."
And with that, we are gonna pause this week as Elry lays down his challenge, because I think that's just about perfect. As Elry, you see a look of shock come over his face as the message is received in his ears, and we'll have to wait till next week to see what his response is. But that is it for Starward Bound. I believe Emma had a bit of a Trogdor issue, so hopefully we'll have her back next week in full force. But I hope everybody had a good time this evening.
Oh yeah.
And so let's go around to cast and crew. We'll do reverse order like always. So Greg, we'll start with you. How'd you like the session, and what do you think about what's going on? Oh my God! As Greg ascends from the
Well, my friend, if you're asking me what I liked about today's episode, I'm going to tell you that natural 20 is perhaps the greatest natural 20 I have rolled in my long graying life. That 12 to a 20 absolutely, it probably gave me a couple extra years to live, because the joy that I felt when that sumbitch, when you go roll advantage, and I rolled it and bam, that was the bomb. I love when the dice tell the story. I love when the DM facilitates the dice telling the story. Absolutely fantastic. I love playing with these people. This story is the best. I saw somebody in chat say, boy, I wish I had somebody to play Spelljammer with. I'm going to tell you what, and has absolutely nothing to do with my involvement in this. If you've got a group of people that you think would enjoy it, have them check out this show, because it is a joy to see Pruitt be able to put in these fantastic environments in the D&D setting in space. They're just Star Trek-y enough to really kind of keep you on your toes, reskin things, make them, or use old things, make it just the best. I love this game. I love this campaign. I love these people. I don't know what else to say. Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. You join me here on Tuesdays. That's it, man. Join me on Tuesdays. Also on my channel on Fridays from 12 to 2. Conan Age Undreamed Of. We've got Jim Davis on there again this week. A bunch of other fantastic people. And then from 2 to 4, a little Firefly, Tales from the Big Damn Verse. Saturday and Sunday are my Pulp Cthulhu shows, Project Kronos with Kiana and Project Athena's on Sundays. But you know what, man? Just come back here on Tuesdays. Tuesdays, everybody. Tuesdays.
Like you said, Tuesdays, they're for tacos and for Starward Bound. Thank you for that glowing review, Greg. I've been waiting for kind of this moment for a long time, and I love that you cut short my chance to monologue more. I'm always you players always find a way to surprise me when I'm like, oh, I'll just have an NPC be off to the side just laughing the whole time, and like, or he's like, F that, man. F that. Absolutely loved it. Always keeping me on my feet. I absolutely love it. Moving on over, Kiana, how are you doing this evening?
That was so much fun as always. I mean, we've had a couple of episodes of just, role play, barely rolling any like combat, and then now we're just like, nope, we're gonna fucking fight some fucking ears and fuck them up. So it's always fun to be doing that in space, and I'm super excited to see if we can finally take down fucking Haskell Harkin, because he's been a pain in our ass for way too long.
Mhm.
God damn it. But no, yeah, this was a great way to celebrate me moving in and finally being settled. And now that I'm here, I can't wait to just keep going and do more awesome stuff in space with this awesome crew in Spelljammer. But until then, you guys can find me over on Twitter at KennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing, because I am all over the internet almost every day of the week playing role-playing games. I just announced a couple new shows that are going to be happening in the fall. Lady Blackbird, Adventures in the Wild Blue, which is a basically 2 streams, 2 perspectives, 1 story. So I'll be announcing the cast real soon. I'm super excited for that. So definitely check us out over there. But yeah, other than that, next Tuesday we're going to kick some ass and hopefully get some answers.
Mayhap, who knows? We'll have to wait and see, won't we? And last but not least, we had you back tonight, Trey. How was it, man?
Man, you know how great it is to get back to this again. It's like meeting up with that bomb ex-girlfriend that you haven't talked to in ages, and you come back and she still looks amazing. It's like, yes, that's how this episode felt this particular evening. I mean, first off, what the fuck are we even standing on? I mean, can we address the elephant in the room? Like, we could be on the back of something. I have no idea, but there's dust all over the place. The way that you brought my character back in, Dakul back in, was just fantastic. And then, like, closing off, like, with what is it, like, that scene in Kill Bill when Uma Thurman's in the dojo and they're all coming in on him, or The Professional. I'm getting that particular feel, and I love those scenes in those movies. And now you got us in here in the shit, and it feels good. It feels good to get that blade in my hand and then see E44 do his things and people are blowing up. All in all, an amazing way to come back. Thank you. Wow, I'm having such a tremendous time. Yeah, Tuesdays, everything that Elry said, everything that Greg said is all truth. Come check out the show. Tell your friends. Let them know. Because this is something that needs to trend, like, for real. And salute and hat tip to the production staff, of course, to my beloved DM. I love you. And I'm looking forward to Tuesday, man.
Awesome, man. You got anything you're pushing right now?
Oh yeah, man. As always, real quick, LCD Lights Camera Discover, where we teach the filmmaking process and just storytelling to kids. Man, it's such a fantastic and amazing experience to watch these children become creative and take a joy in being an artist. You can support it at lightscameradiscover.org. Check us out on Twitter. Check me out on Twitter as well, at Sintel on Twitter and on Instagram. So yeah, try to make that real quick. I think we're okay.
Awesome. And I'll say goodnight on behalf of WebDM's communication director, Emma Lambert. I'm sure she had a family emergency she had to deal with. They're dealing with some stuff. It's fine. That's what happens in a closed family circuit. Once one person gets sick, it just, it spreads. Mm-hmm. But anyway, another episode of Starward Bound is done. I want to send a shout out to our sponsors, Tabletop Loot. Do not forget, tabletoploot.com. You get 15% off when you use the code WebDM15. That is dice mugs and t-shirts. It's on all of it. So that is, just use it forever, into perpetuity, as they would say. And also just want to give a shout out to Brandon Herbert, the guy flipping the switches in the background. Also helped us some coloring there. If you see right now that inside, whatever that is, inside of something large with a body of water in its hold, whatever that could be. I don't know. But also Alexa Bonner was the artist. Alexa_art that's her on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you very much to you people. You help illustrate this story that we are all telling together, and it's all just part of the package. So Thank you very much for tuning in. Come back next week. Also, make sure to check out WebDM on Wednesday. We'll have another video coming out on Thursday. You got Land Between Two Rivers, same time, same channel. And of course, RPGN on Sunday, 1 o'clock. If you saw anything tonight you loved, clip it, send it to Sean at PowerScore RPG. We'll get it on the show. But until next week, as we always say, may the dice ever roll in your favor.